She didn't leave when you ignored her. She didn't leave when you were busy. She didn't leave when you were distant. She left when you started explaining everything. It always begins quietly, not with a mistake, but with a feeling, a small shift inside you. You start to care a little more, think a little deeper, notice her tone, her pauses, her silence, and suddenly, you don't just want her, you want her to understand you. That's where it starts. A message appears on your screen. Why were you off today? It's simple, too simple, but your mind doesn't treat it that way. It dissects it. Was she upset? Did I do something wrong? Is she losing interest? Always begins quietly, a feeling, a small shift. Care a little more, think a little deeper, notice her tone. Want her to understand you. Where it starts, a message appears. Too simple, dissect it, upset, wrong, losing interest. And without realizing it, you step out of your center. You begin typing, not a reply, but a defense. You explain your mood, your day, your thoughts, your intentions. You leave nothing unclear, no room for confusion, no room for doubt. You hit send, and for a moment, you feel safe. But attraction doesn't live in safety. It lives in tension, in the pause between words, in the space between actions, in the things left unsaid. And you just filled that space. She reads your message. She sees the effort. She notices the detail. And at first, it feels good. But something underneath shifts, something subtle. She doesn't feel your words, she feels your need. Because over-explaining isn't communication, it's exposure. It's when your inner world spills out, not from strength, but from fear. Fear of losing her, fear of being misunderstood, fear of not being enough. And fear has a very specific energy. She may not name it, but she feels it. There was a version of you she met earlier, a quieter one, a grounded one. He didn't rush to explain himself. He didn't react to every little shift. He didn't try to control how he was seen. He simply was, and that pulled her in. But now, you've changed. Not loudly, not dramatically, but internally. You've started watching her reactions more than your own direction. You've started adjusting yourself to keep her. And in doing that, you slowly lose the very thing that attracted her. Control. Not control over her, but control over yourself. Every long message you send, every explanation you give, every unnecessary detail you add, it says something without saying it. I hope this is enough. And the moment a man starts hoping, he stops leading. She won't tell you this. She won't say, "Hey, I'm losing attraction because you explain too much." No, it doesn't work like that. Attraction fades in silence, in small emotional drops. Until one day, she just doesn't feel the same. And you'll be confused, because in your mind, you did everything right. You communicated, you clarified, you reassured. But what you didn't realize is that you also removed mystery. Mystery is not about hiding. It's about not needing to reveal everything. It's about being okay with being slightly misunderstood. Because a man who constantly explains himself is a man who is not fully certain of himself. And certainty is the foundation of attraction. There are two energies in every interaction, one that seeks approval and one that assumes it. Over-explaining always comes from the first. Imagine this, same question. Why didn't you call me? One man responds, I was caught up with work, then I got tired, I didn't want to disturb you, I was actually thinking of you though. Another man says, got busy, I'll call you tonight. And that's it. No extra. No justification. No emotional overflow. Just presence. The difference? One is trying to be accepted. The other already accepts himself. And that difference, she feels, not logically, emotionally, instinctively. You don't lose her because you said too little. You lose her because you gave too much of yourself away too quickly, without her earning it, without her leaning in, without her wondering. Because when there's nothing left to figure out, there's nothing left to chase. The truth is simple, hard, but simple. When you over-explain, you remove tension. When you remove tension, you remove attraction. So the next time you feel it is that urge to type more, to clarify deeper, to explain better, pause. Sit with the silence. Let the moment exist. Let her think. Let her feel. Let her come closer. Not because you convinced her, but because she wants to understand you, and when you do speak, say less, but mean it. Because in the end, the man who explains everything is easy to understand, but the man who holds his ground is impossible to ignore.